This is Rightly Used with Adam and Karen.
Hello, I'm Adam.
And I'm Karen.
And this is Lightly Used, a podcast loosely based around our favourite finds in charity shops.
Very loose.
And we're doing a slightly different recording schedule this time. It's only been a week since we recorded episode 10. You've continued your birthday celebrations with a week off.
I have indeed. I am
right
now.
for some.
I know. I'm now at the tail end of my week off, and I can say I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. It's been exactly what I've needed. I've had such a laugh. I've done some awesome things. Spent time with wonderful people.
And you went to investigate haunted things.
I did go and investigate haunted things in Rowton's Museum in Carmarthen. They've only been open since the 26th of October.
That's a short time for it to be haunted.
No.
Are they new ghosts?
Well, I mean, they're based in a chapel, and the chapel's been there for, since at least 1906, and apparently came with its own inhabitants.
So, importantly, did you find a ghost?
I did not.
Oh.
But the history and all the information they gave, they were fantastic, and they've got some really fun little artefacts there. Two of note, they've got a piece of masonry from the Demon House in America, which was recently made into a film called Deliverance, I'm gonna say. The film is loosely based on the events that have been reported, but it's all right. And they have a piece of the original window frames from the Amityville Horror House. The really famous windows in the attic that look like two evil eyes.
The circle ones or the pointy-ish ones?
They're they point towards each other flatwise, and then they're arched on the outside. And the famous photos of the house have got those windows are backlit with red. And they have a piece of the window frames.
They have a little certificate of authenticity or something?
Actually, yes, they do.
Excellent. Just so you can know the provenance.
Yeah.
This isn't any old glass you're looking at.
Most of the objects they've got, they know the provenance of. There are some pieces that they've been donated or have collected themselves over the years that they don't know any history of. But they've been drawn to these items, or they've been volunteered to them.
But they can tell that story. Of why they were drawn
they can
to
tell
it.
that story.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything beyond this. But so they've had a few people go, please take this away. And then they've just not given them any more information. So they've got a room where they've got objects under observation, 24-hour CCTV and audio feed and stuff. So
how much of that is just people just wanting to get rid of some tat?
Well,
please just take this away. It's haunted.
I mean, if it is people trying to get away with their tat, I will say Laura and Eric from Rowton's have discerning taste in the tats that they choose to take off people.
I've got to come up with a story for this couch.
There's gremlins in this couch.
Yeah. It'll be cheaper to get the council to take it away.
And then you've polished my week off really nicely today by taking me on a surprise mini adventure to the kite feeding station.
That was fun.
It was incredible.
Beautiful animals.
The red kite is my favourite bird, and Adam knows this because I go on about it, and every time I spot one I'm like, oh, there's a kite! Even if Adam's driving, the hand still goes on the shoulder, and I still do the deep intake of breath. I'm like, oh my god, it's the most beautiful thing in the world!
If it's not ahead of me, I can't see it. I'll take your word, there's one up there.
So Adam has taken on board that I love these birds dearly, and he's spoilt me rotten by taking me to a surprise feeding session where we saw easily over 100 red kites.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal view as well. We got to go outside where the photographers usually go because there were no photographers. Yeah, we got really close up to them.
Yeah, I said on the way home, if you'd stuck your finger out, you could potentially have lost one. Some of them swooped very close, and it was just beautiful and fascinating and wonderful to watch. Yeah, blown away.
I wonder if that guy will make that joke and offer people to go and feed them after you went, yeah, okay.
I'll feed him.
Withdraw that.
I'll feed him. I'll put the hivers on.
When he came after me the other day, didn't deter Karen.
No,
that makes me even more interested, in fact.
Yeah. Danger Karen strikes again.
We've got no crystal maze this episode. After the poor audio on the last one, when we recorded it.
Technical issues.
Karen got a mixer. So we thought, we can record at your house with better audio. We used the line out into the mic input.
Yeah.
On the laptop. Which sounded fine in headphones listening back to it on the laptop. But listening back through proper speakers, not so much. So we thought, well, I've got a USB box, we'll plug that in there. The mixer decided not to work.
A brand new mixer that came highly recommended.
We got one use out of it, one recording.
Yeah, it's a good job it's got a 3-year guarantee on it, that's all I can say. So it is now boxed in a box full of boxes, ready to go back to either repair or replace it for me.
So we might hopefully be returning to the Crystal Maze in a few episodes' time.
Yeah.
But we have a fill-in game at least this episode.
And I don't know what it is.
No, I haven't played it myself either.
Oh, this could go really well.
Hopefully all the bits are there. I haven't even opened the box.
Oh, Christ.
But I do have a backup fill-in game.
Okay.
Which I also haven't opened or inspected.
I love your preparedness.
This'll be fun. We return to lightly used news from Tim Butters at the Abergavenny Chronicle from Tuesday the 7th of May 2024. Abergavenny Man claims there is a necromancer living in the Forest of Dean.
Wow, that took a swift turn.
An Abergavenny man who went on an illegal wild boar hunt with pals in the Forest of Dean claims there is a necromancer living in the woods.
That took a serious turn.
Semi-professional, long-distance runner Johnny Turnip explained, "We stumbled across a necromancer's lair after a white deer caused Big Tony to crash his Bedford rascal. The ugly albino creature just stepped out of nowhere and stood in the middle of the road just staring at us like we were the ones naked and running through the woods without any purpose. Now, while Big Tony's got the blood of a lot of furry things in his hands and has no aversion to killing innocent animals, he's very particular when it comes to his vehicle. The last thing he wanted was Bambi's brains all over his windscreen, and so he swerved to avoid the dumb animal." Turnip explained they missed the deer, but left the road and clipped a tree stump which caused the van to crash. "It was about A-team," recalled Turnip. "The van went flying about 200 feet in the air and flipped a full 360. Luckily, it landed on its wheels in a sort of clearing. However, whether in a panic or instinct, Big Tony pressed down on the accelerator and we were flying along this forest trail for about 30 feet before I heard him scream, 'Gotcha! Brakes knackered! Jump, boys, jump!' We opened the doors and bailed, but just before the Bedford rascal smacked head first into one of the biggest oak trees I've ever seen. Fair play, the way we jumped from the van and rolled effortlessly on the ground must have looked pretty spectacular. It's not something any of us had to do since our early 20s, but we still got the old magic. Any bystanders would have probably thought we were the SAS on manoeuvres, rather than just former car thieves." Turnip added, "Me and Puerto Rico Paul were a bit dazed from the ordeal at first, and just laid on our backs looking at the darkening skies as if to say, 'What next, you bastard?' However, we're not millennials, and we don't do self-pity. We were soon pulling one another to our feet, and wondering if Big Tony had packed plenty of beer, when we heard the wailing." Turnip recalled, "It still gives me goosebumps to think about it even now. It was a primal cry of absolute grief that could turn a man's bowels to water. Worse, it was coming from Big Tony. He was on his knees next to his van with his head in his hands. He just looked at us with tears in his eyes and said, 'He's gone, boys. It's the end of the road for Saucy Lil.'"
I know how he feels. I felt the same when I crashed my motorbike.
Now, while it was news to either of us that Big Tony had given his van a name, and it was a female one at that, we both knew the affection he had for his motor. He was slightly perverted to my mind, but Tone's always been a bit on the spectrum when it comes to his relationship with anything with wheels. He was the same with his first BMX. Anyhow, we may have made fun of his weird obsessions, but we respected Tone's grief, and when Puerto Rico Paul whispered in my ear, "Perhaps we should do the right thing and cremate the old bitch," I ignored his dark sarcasm. It didn't come from a good place, and right now, Tony needed time to mourn his loss. Turnip explained that after a few hours being left alone with Saucy Lil, Big Tony rejoined his friends, who were using the last of the power in their phones to play Wordle. He simply announced, "Long may she ride. Let's unload the old bird one last time and butcher some boar." Turnip said, they were his last words and his lost love, and we didn't pry. It was sad for us to see the old van bust up and mangled, but the Forest of Dean was as good a place as any for a vehicle to rust in eternity. Hopefully it would one day become home for a family of ferrets. Turnip told the Chronicle that after unloading the 2 crates of lager, 4 bottles of whiskey, 6 pouches of tobacco, and 10 cans of beans from the van, he was a bit concerned about how they would survive the few nights in the forest.
I'm not surprised.
I said to Ton, "Is this going to be enough?" He just looked at me funny and said, "What do you plan on drinking, JT?" "No," I said. "I'm thinking more what we're going to eat." "We're going to chow down on some hog, boss," he said in a weird American accent. To which I replied, "And how the hell are we going to hunt it?" Paul tapped me on the shoulder, and just as I turned, he pointed a shotgun at me and smiled like a child on Christmas morning. The game was on, and the whiskey was in the jar. Turnip added, "We had the booze, the smokes, and the gun needed for a successful pig hunt. Admittedly, we didn't have any water, but there was bound to be a stream nearby. The lack of a tent, sleeping bags, and complete ignorance of exactly where we were could present a few problems further down the line. But we were masters of our destiny, born to woman but belonging to the wilderness. Like a pack of coyotes, and no tame dogs were stealing our born. We decided to set up camp for the night and get drunk. Killing pigs could wait until dawn. Big Tony siphoned some petrol from the van and made a fire. It nearly got out of hand, but after a few whiskies we were joking about accidentally burning the entire forest down. We carried on drinking into the early hours and arguing about who would win the fight between a crocodile and a bear. When the old man of the woods turned up and warned us all about the necromancer.
Oh.
To be continued.
Ah, for goodness sake. So you don't want to do the jingle this episode?
I'm not doing the jingle. I've never done the jingle. You'll never hear me doing the jingle.
Okay, all right. It's time for Tat in the Box, 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 Tat in the Box. I think I put an extra clap in there, sorry.
Make up for the one from last episode.
yeah, that's what, yeah.
It's a rollover clap.
I'm just evening myself out. Just evening myself out.
We owed you one, dear listener.
Oh, we gave the listener the clap.
It was all you're doing. I was sitting here giggling.
Okay.
Right, it's time to caress and guess.
Indeed.
And you go...
I'm going first this episode.
You're giving, I'm receiving.
Easy, Tiger.
I'll just amuse myself.
It's a good job you can amuse yourself. Right, are you ready?
I'm not going there.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. What is it?
Oh! It's a big soup mug.
It's a mug. You double horned me, so I've double mugged you.
the soup bowl thing.
Well, yeah, I guess you could. It's big enough to be a soup bowl. Feel free to open your
Hang
eyes.
on with
You won't get it to sing. That was a good impression. Feel free to open your eyes anytime you like.
Oh no, it's just a massive breakfast bowl.
Well, breakfast mug, soup mug.
Oh, it's a Rick and Morty one.
It is a Rick
I
and
would
Morty
have not guessed
one.
that from feeling.
No, you definitely wouldn't. But anyway, congratulations.
There's a Mr.
on guessing
Meeseeks
it's
on there. And there's lots of Cronenbergian type monsters. Ricks and Mortys, lots more Mr. Meeseeks.
See, this is why I didn't do very much research, because I knew you'd be able to talk about this, even though I can't.
Where did you get this from?
I got this
And
for...
which of these two prices did you pay?
This is the funny story. So I saw it on the shelf in the shop, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" I picked it up, and I was like, "It's always a Rick and Morty mug. Adam might like that. $3.99. Don't know how I feel about that." And then I walked around the rest of the shop, came back to the shelf, picked the mug back up, turned it back over the right way, went to the till, paid $3.99. When I got it home, I realised that there was a $2.99 sticker with a more up-to-date date on it than the $3.99 sticker on the body of the mug.
Why wouldn't they put that sticker over the existing sticker, though?
I don't know. But anyway, Clisnini in Swansea, you got an extra £1 off of me. So you're welcome.
But yeah, this is about a month and 10 days apart.
Yeah,
That's the
one's got an October
17th
sticker.
of October and 28th of November, they dropped £1 off it.
Yeah. So anyway, it is a Rick and Morty mug. It is large and wide and relatively flat, kind of like a soup bowl, with a green background with Rick and Morty in blue written across, and then lots of, as Adam was describing, all Rick and Morty arty-farty bits, and it's blue on the inside. It's made by Adult Swim / Cartoon Network. I did a very small amount of Googling, and you can actually buy this mug as part of a 2-mug gift set. It is still available, and the set of 2 mugs is £19.49 on ukposters.co.uk.
Oh, you got a steal there for that.
Yeah, I did.
$3.99.
So you get, in the 2-mug set, you get the big soup mug, and then you get like a standard tea / coffee mug that's actually quite a nice shape. And it looks like the handle you could get a good 3 fingers into, which, A girthy handle is important to me. I like a nice gap. Adam's
A
watching.
good 3 fingers.
Adam's watching me doing the 3-finger slide right now.
Shocking.
So anyway, good mug. Rick and Morty is rated 9.1 out of 10 on IMDb and 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I believe is almost impossible to attain, which leads me to think that I have missed out on Rick and Morty because dun, 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 I've never watched an episode.
The show is good. The hardcore fans are some of the worst people you will find on the internet.
Oh, really?
Some of the absolute worst people who think they're the cleverest people because they get the jokes.
Oh, dear. Oh, I don't know.
It is a fun show. It's
Millennials.
very nihilistic. Some of the episodes are pretty dark. But yeah, it is quite fun.
Yeah. So, quick breakdown of the show premise. Rick is an alcoholic sociopath and scientist who, apart from making gizmos and gadgets, lives with his daughter's family and takes his, this is quote, dimwit but morally right grandson Morty on absurd intergalactic adventures.
Yeah, start off as a really kind of mean parody of Back to the Future. So Rick is an awful alcoholic, Doc Brown, and Marty is
McFly.
Marty.
Yeah, no, I can see that. But yeah, I've never watched Rick and Morty, but I saw the mug and I thought, oh yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, first episode, you've got to kind of want to get into it. The barrier to entry is a little bit high with some of the references and jokes, especially the very ending of the episode.
Anyway, that's my tat.
That's a good fight.
Cheers.
That was really cool.
Can I gift you 2 mugs in a row?
Oh, absolutely, I'll take that.
Awesome. Excellent.
That's a huge mug. That'll go nicely with the Cookie Monster one that
It
you
will
found
go
for
very
me.
nicely with the Cookie Monster. I'm still sad that we didn't get the big breakfast mug, but I wasn't paying a tenner.
Oh, good lord, no. Tenner? You can fuck right off. They got some other sap to pay that for it. Right, my turn. Put these out the way.
Get your bits out.
Once again, phrasing. Close your eyes.
They're closed.
In there and...
Oh! Oh dear. Hello. These...
That's a new one.
I didn't even get to say it before the darn thing switched itself on. This is a pair of lightsabers, Adam.
How did you ever guess?
Well, to be honest, I knew exactly what they were before the damn thing made a noise. I
You can
just
open
put
your
my
eyes.
thumb in the wrong
It's
place.
fine.
Ooh, that one's got a red tip on it.
They're
It's like,
two slightly different. They're the same but different.
it's like this one's like a doggy's lipstick.
Yeah, that's as
Red
far
and
down as
green.
that one goes, I think, because of the battery. But,
Ooh, shitting hell.
Sorry.
That's like a nightstick.
sorry.
Has that one got no batteries in it?
No, this one.
Oh, it
is-
doesn't make
this-
noise.
Yeah, it's the same but different. This one, the Luke version, Return of the Jedi Luke, green one, is just a hollow one. But this one, I think I got that from YMCA. If there's a sticker inside, if it looks familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Hang
the
on.
YMCA sticker?
Fire. Says...
£1.50.
Just say £1.50. It is either Red
Foundation.
Cross.
It might very well have been. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm going Red Cross.
Oh, sorry, I
maybe
forgot.
YMCA.
And this Darth Vader one, which doesn't quite go all the way down because the battery pack's there. I've tried seeing if I could take it apart to take the blade out, even just to have the thing on the shelf. I didn't even know it worked in the shop. Also from Cats and Kittens charity shop
Oh, excellent.
when I was there. So I got the Freemasons for Dummies for the last episode, Bibliotat. This was £1, Darth Vader
Bargain.
lightsaber with batteries.
Oh, you win.
Yeah, just £1, and also the Technics badge. So 3 things in that shop from I've never been in before, and 3 little gems in there.
Fair dues, fair play, well found, good sir. Fancy a fight?
No, I'll break them.
Be gentle.
I play too rough.
Phrasing.
In a change to the usual scheduled programming, because we can't finish the Crystal Maze, we're going to come back to it.
Hopefully.
We've got 2 more zones to do, and the Crystal Dome. So
That's
we're
correct.
going to come back there.
Yeah.
Apologies if it's a bit echoey here. We're in my front lounge. So we have a choice of 2 games.
Ooh.
Game number 1 we can play today.
Dun, dun, dun.
Before I give any of these to my niece for Christmas presents, play them while we can. Choice number 1.
Domino Express.
I have not opened the box. It's still all sellotaped together. This was £1.
Bargain.
Or, game number 2,
I nearly bought one of these the other day.
Perfection, £2 from YMCA.
Also a bargain.
Again, I've not opened it, so I haven't checked any of the pieces are in there. It's sellotaped together a little bit looser. Which one do you fancy having a go of?
I would like to have a go at Perfection, please.
I'm glad you said that. It's probably going to be the quicker one. Okay, we've done the noisy bit of unpacking the game box.
Yeah, all the pieces are tipped onto the table now.
Counted all the pieces present and correct. And you've also found in the box, we've got a bonus marble.
Yep.
Which will be going on my tat shelves. It's a blue crazy cat's eye.
I would
marble.
say that's more a cyan eye.
Get it on the right
Maybe
line.
green. It's definitely... Oh, fudge.
It's on the run!
Oh no! Marble run.
It's in the box. You also found what looks like a very outdated wiring information. Important. The wires in this mains lead are coloured in accordance with the following code. Blue neutral, brown live. No mention of earth.
That was a very nice, posh English accent.
So the object of the game is to match 25 geometric shapes with the correct holes in the least amount of time. So we've got all the shapes scattered
On the table.
on the coffee table. We've tested it. It's clockwork. It works. We're not going to wind it up again just a little bit, just to hear it unwind. You'll be hearing plenty of that
Yeah, I won't touch it.
momentarily. So you wind up the clock and press the start-stop timer. And to win, the player completing the game in the least time wins. If the timer runs out before all the shapes are matched, the tray pops up and no score is made. It pops all the shapes out, I think, from what I remember in the advert in the 80s.
It's like a very violent pop-up pirate, or what was the donkey one?
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo. Yeah, that sort of like motion of, I'm going to throw everything everywhere now.
Buckaroo scared the bejesus out of me.
I hated Buckaroo too. But at least with this you can see how many seconds you've got left before it pops. But with a Buckaroo and a pop-up pirate, you've got no idea.
Do you want to go first?
Yes, why not?
Okay, so I guess I'll spin that round for you. Press that down first.
Oh, yeah.
We did not test that. Ooh.
Are you winding that the right way? Oh, yeah, it's an
Yeah,
arrow.
there's an arrow.
It just made a bit of a clunky
It
clunk.
did.
That was a scary noise.
Right, it does not wind any further. That's level. We're not going to bother with the phone timer because that's a built-in timer.
Are we going to have one go each? Best of 3? Best of 5?
Because of how noisy this is going to be on the pod, I think we'll limit to one go each.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So hit start and carry on.
Okay. So nervous. I'm so nervous. Right. 3, 2, 1, go.
That's very noisy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what shapes I've got in my hand.
Yeah, I can do to help.
That one. That's the odd square. That one. Oh, you're slowing it down.
No, I can't touch it to make it quieter.
Propeller. An S. No, the wrong way around S. That one goes in there. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
On 20 seconds left.
Diamond. I've got about 5 pieces in so far. Rainbow. Petals. Oblong. Fuck me! That popped before 0!
Was it when it got to the... Oh, that's why I moved all those bits out of the way quickly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 11 and I had the 12th piece in my... Oh, 12. I had the 13th piece in my hand.
So, just double check. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Marvellous. Right.
I'm going to kneel instead of sitting on the buffet. Oh, it's going to be terrible for my back. And this is going to be terrible for my knees.
Okie dokie.
Right, let me move.
Is that in an optimum position for you?
No, all the glare of the table.
Do you want to start yourself or do you want me to press the start button?
I'll start.
Okay, count yourself down.
Right, so 12 to beat.
Yes.
Roll up the sleeves, take it seriously.
Darling.
Just make sure definitely all the way up to 0.
Yeah, I'm not going to cheat. Anyway,
Well,
listen,
okay.
that popped on 10 seconds left, I'm sure.
No, I think it went exactly to 60, but there's a little bit of space after the 60 with,
Well, I
with
was
the arrow.
busy looking at the board, so I will monitor this time.
I'll move those out the way. So if you want to sweep these pieces from one side, so if
Good
depending
idea.
on where they pop up,
I'll move my glass
so
of
my
water
bits don't get
away.
interfered with those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't want to mess
3.
with your bits.
I'll just stop playing.
Oh, 1, 2. Don't go for all the same bits I did, just because they're in order.
Oh no! I'm going to find the S that goes the other way. The fat cross drum. There's the fat drum.
4,
It's not quite.
halfway through.
Choosing one of those. Diamond, that's the S that goes that way.
20 seconds left.
Circle.
Oh, you're beating me. You're beating me by
See.
miles.
Ah,
Oh my god, you made me jump there. 10 seconds-ish.
2, 7,
5-ish.
4,
3, 2,
Oh, didn't quite think of that one in. I don't think that counts.
0. I think you ended up with one on the floor.
Yeah, that's the one I had in my hand.
Just check that you
one
not
did.
lost it. Ah, there we are.
Export.
Sorry about the noise. Right, so
Right,
that's
independent counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Oh,
Loads of fun. Thank you. I'm now sat here amusing myself, putting all the pieces back in without the pressure of a timer.
photos on the blog, likelyused.co.uk.
We have made it to the Bibliotat section of the podcast. The book I have brought today is Word Origins, 2nd edition, The Hidden Histories of English Words from A to Z by John Ato. And I've done what all sensible adults do when they get an Origins of Word book. They ask their friends for some ideas. And then when they don't reply fast enough, Rob and Tom... although in fairness, I have got one here from Rob. I went through and found all the swear words.
That's what you do.
Not all the swear words. I've picked out 5. Would you like to go through alphabetically or would you like to choose an order?
Oh, alphabetically.
Okay. So, fair warning, this section, like the rest of the podcast, will contain multiple swears. If you are sensitive, please feel free to switch off now.
Just fuck off.
Yeah, you bunch of bastards. And that's the first word, bastard. So, I have not actually read the origins of any of these words, so we're learning together. The idea underlying the word bastard appears to be that of a child born of an impromptu sexual encounter or on an improvised bed, of all things.
Roll in the hay.
Yeah, well, maybe that's where that comes from. Maybe the next book I need is I need to find out what phrases come from, like a roll in the hay. Okay, where did I get to? Impromptu sexual encounter on an improvised bed. For it seems to echo Old French fil de baste, literally pack saddle son. That is one conceived on a pack saddle pillow. If this is the case, the word goes back to the medieval Latin bastum, pack saddle, whose ultimate source was Greek. Oh my God, for Greek for carry. This passed via Old French bast, later bat, into late Middle English as bat, which now survives only in Batman. The derived form is first found in medieval Latin as bastardus, and this reached English via Old French bastard. Its modern usage is generally a term of abuse and it dates to the early 19th century.
Sorry, I just tuned out. I was thinking of Batman through a lot of that.
Bastard man. Okay, we are moving on to the letter C. Would you like to pop a guess? It's a 4-letter word. Rhymes with runt.
The holiest of holies.
It is the famous "See you next Tuesday." So, the first known reference of the word cunt is in the early medieval Oxford street name, Grope Cunt Lane. It was afterwards renamed Magpie Lane, which to me seems a little bit boring. This was around...
I bet the sign kept getting stolen.
Yeah, probably. This was around 1230, and from later in the same century, there are records of a street of the same name, presumably the haunt of prostitutes in London.
But still, just call it Hooker Lane or something, or anything else. Grope Cunt Lane.
The writer of the book guesses that this area was probably modern Cheapside of London. York had Grap Cunt Lane in the 15th century. Cunt has a number of Germanic cognates, including Old Norse Kunta, spelled K-U-N-T-A, Middle Dutch Kunt, K-U-N-T-E, Kunt, and possibly Middle High German Kotzi, or prostitute. Apologies for any pronunciation. Which point to a prehistoric German ancestor, Kunton, female genitals. But beyond that, its origins are not known. A link has been suggested with Latin cuneus, meaning wedge.
When it was prehistoric, I thought, is it going to be a Cuntosaurus?
Oh, I found that way funnier than I should have. Ah, you fucker. Right, where are we? Fuck! The most celebrated of the so-called Anglo-Saxon four-letter words goes back in written form no further than the early 16th century, a far cry from the Old English period. A personal name, John Le Fucker, however, recorded in 1278, shows that it was around before the 1500s.
Bragging.
Perhaps not committed to paper, because even then it was under a taboo. There is...
Put the "le" in front of it, you're fine.
Yeah. There is little doubt that it is of Germanic origin, but its precise source has never been satisfactorily identified. All the earliest known examples of the word come from Scotland, or Scottish. I like a nice cunt. Which may suggest a Scandinavian source related to Norwegian dialect fucker, to copulate, and Swedish dialect focker, copulate, hit, and fock, which means penis.
Sounds the most likely route. Pardon. Sorry, I regret that choice of word immediately.
And moving swiftly on from penis, we find the piss. If I can find the right point on the page. Aha, piss. Piss probably originated in imitation of the sound of urinating. It has been traced back to a hypothetical Vulgar Latin, pissare, which passed into English via Old French pisser, P-I-S-S-E-R. It has become widely distributed throughout the other European languages, Italian pisciare, for instance, German and Dutch pissen, and Welsh pissor. That's P-I-S-O. P started life as a euphemism for piss. And finally, moving on from the piss, we have the shit. Alteration due to the influence of the past participle shitten of an earlier shite, square brackets O-E, I think that means Old English. This, like German scheissen, Dutch schichten, again, apologies for pronunciation, Swedish skitter, Danish skide or skid, goes back to a prehistoric Germanic base. These Germans love their swears. Skit, which in turn was descended from Indo-European schkild, which means split, divide, or separate. Source of English schism and schist. S-C-H-I-S-T. The underlying notion being of separation from the body and hence discharged from the body. The noun shit is a derivative of the verb and is first recorded in the 16th century. Oh yeah.
Where did you get the book from then?
This is a good question. I'm not sure, and I haven't written it down. But I think this might become a recurring feature. If I find funny words with funny histories, I will bring them up every now and then.
Suggestions welcome. pod@lightlyused.co.uk. £2.50, and they would have retailed at $12.99.
Yeah, so once again, a nice markdown for me on the original price. And it's a lovely hefty book, and there's a lot of words in it, so I'm going to have fun.
I've done it once again.
Champion.
Thank you very much for listening. We are part of the Studio Channel 84 network. You can check out the other shows. Variety Show, where pop culture meets parenting. There's the Untitled Trek Show for your sci-fi fix, and the USS Shit Show original series. Who Takes the Socks Off? That's a Channel's panel show with its spin-off minisode series Socks, On or Off, where guests get to spin the wheel of Would You Rathers. Links to all the shows and their socials at channel84.co.uk. We've got blog posts for every episode we've done so far, photos and links to everything we've discussed, and you can find that at lightlyused.co.uk.
And we've also set up a Blue Sky profile. Links to that will be on the blog page with everything else as well, if you'd like to join us on there. Because, like all the other sheeple, we're abandoning Twitter.
Bollocks, knew there's something I forgot to mention.
Adam and Karen have been lightly used. Visit lightlyused.co.uk for more. To get in touch, email pod@lightlyused.co.uk.
Ready?
I'll just cover my eyes. Would that count? I can't see you. You can't see me.
I was going to say, it's your turn to do the jingle this episode.
I've never done the jingle. Any episode.
It's time for Tat In The Box.
It's only because it was in the story that I did a bit of singing last episode.
You call that singing? It's a good job Rob hasn't asked you to do anything, isn't it? Oh yeah, cut that bit. Oh, fuck. Okay, cut that bit. Right.
This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.